Okay, so all rise, we're in court.
Got ready, yes.
What's up in court? So what are some of the things that happened in
This
court?
morning we'll be discussing Western Togoland.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm sure it's been a while you heard
Yes,
about
yes.
Western
You know,
Togoland.
I thought that issue, I mean,
It's
had
dead
been,
and gone.
I mean, had been
Yes,
dealt with.
absolutely.
After the death of Papa V, we didn't hear much of.
So
of
Papa V
that.
was 86 when he passed on. In fact, he was in court at that age. And I remember a couple of times that he has to come to court, and two people, one left, one right, helping him to come to court and all of that. And that's how the law is. No matter how old you are, you definitely, once you are needed in court, you will definitely make an appearance. And I can see on your screen, that is Papa V, one of the moments when he was making an appearance at the law court complex in relation to the Western Togoland Restoration Front matter and a Homeland Study Group case and all of that. But Lily, do you know the number of WhatsApp groups that you belong to?
Hey, wow, that's quite
remember.
an interesting.
Remember.
I know. I mean, there are a few ones I readily remember, but you know, sometimes there are some groups that people added you and you may probably have forgotten
Absolutely.
about.
So, specifically with those that people add you to, without you knowing, do you pay attention to what happened in those groups?
That's a very critical question. I barely, even the ones that I willingly will join, I barely will pay attention to.
So those ones that they add you, do you quickly move out or you try to find out what is happening before you decide?
Oh, I mean, if you want to add me to any WhatsApp platform, I mean, over the period, you would have to. I don't. You cannot easily add me. You would have to send me a request,
link,
and then I will join.
So
sometimes somebody will tell you, "Oh, there's this group I want to add you," and I'll just give a go ahead. I mean, sometimes people will tell you, and then you think that the idea behind it is great, so you join, but you barely even contribute. Sometimes you don't even know what happens there.
So I asked all these questions because of some scenarios, some situations that have been taking place in, especially in respect of this Western Togoland. So you'll be there, and then you were added, or you've been added to a platform. Sometimes, for me, for instance, last time I was discussing with somebody. If you go through my phone, there are so many groups that probably I'm part of it. Not that I'm part of it because I'm interested in what, but I want to see what is happening. It's not that we work in the space of information. We want certain information on that. But when somebody add you to a platform and all of a sudden you become a subject matter of a court case, how does that feel? Like you have no idea about the platform. People, you just wake up in the morning and you're on a platform. You actually didn't take so much time to find out. You wanted to leave, but something comes up and then you decide, okay, let me go, and it goes down, and then investigation starts and all over.
And then yeah, oh my goodness, I can't imagine. now that you mentioned it,
you have to pay attention.
I'm trying to recall all the platforms because hey, people add us to a lot of platforms, and sometimes, like you said, we are in the business of information gathering, right? So you also want to know
what is happening,
everything that is happening across the board. So it's interesting. You want to know, and then you are added, and tomorrow you are in court. Hey, let me go and check the groups.
So we have discussed some groups in relation to Western Togoland. At least about 4 sets, different sets. Their cases have ended. Some of them have been convicted, sentenced. The maximum custodial sentence is 5 years. And then the least that you can be given is to a fine. Some have the maximum punishment. Some have the middle punishment, 3 years, some 4 years, others 2 years, some 12 months. Others too have fines and some custodial sentences in addition to that, and all of that. So another set of 6 are in the news. And who are these sets? Ernest Jito, one of them. Samuel Yao Fiagbeji, he's a military man. He's also one of them. Prosper Avemeyi is also one of them. Benjamin Levy, and then Isaac Kwesi Afeku. So these 6 are also before the court. And you know, after prosecution ended their case, but what were their charges? 1, let me walk you through it. Being a member of a prohibited organization. So that's why I asked you about the fact that the WhatsApp platform, if it's a platform...
How can I determine whether that is a prohibited?
So it is.
You know, the law is very interesting.
And we say that
Until
ignorance of
it
the law
catches up with you,
then you know that a lot of the things that
that
we do
we
around,
easily gloss over.
absolutely,
I
it's
mean,
not
yeah, we're
something. So
liable.
you have to
And
be very,
ignorance.
very meticulous in
Yeah.
whatever you do. So being a member of a prohibited organization, meaning that that particular organization that you belong to, law doesn't allow that particular group or organization to exist. So if you belong to a such group, for instance, the Western Togoland, the intention is to succeed that part of the country from Ghana, so western part, Volta region, Uti region, and some part of the eastern region from Ghana, and Papavi led that. Then the other one is what? Attending meetings of a prohibited organization. So there's an organization every week, we say we are having a meeting, planning, trying our activities and all of that. Once that organization is a prohibited one, there's a trouble looming for you. Then participating in the campaign of a prohibited organization. So you are championing, you call me and say, oh, this group, we are doing that. I want you to be joining. You are sending flyers, you are wearing T-shirt and all of that. That can also land you. So these were the three key charges that these persons that I have mentioned are facing. Now, prosecution closed its case. And the court was to make a determination as to whether there is a prima facie evidence for the accused persons to answer. If the answer is yes, then the court will order them to open their defense. But if the answer is no, then the court will have to acquit and discharge them. Out of the 6, 2 of them were lucky. And the 2, one is Samuel Yao Fiagbeji. He is a military officer, warrant officer class 1. He was lucky. And Lily, in respect of his case, let me tell you the interesting part of what the judge said about the charges that were leveled against him and how it panned out in court. The court said, look, in relation to A2, which is Yao Fiagbeji, insufficient evidence was led by prosecution to support the fact that he was a member of any of the prohibited organization. Evidence that he was put on a platform, on a WhatsApp platform, by somebody without him having actively engaged in any of the activities of the organization cannot be held as though he participated or not. For he was lucky. He was only added to the platform, never took part of the activity. But at the end, when investigation started, his name was found on the platform and he was picked up. 4 years in court. Today, the court is saying that he's acquitted and discharged because no case has been made against him. And then the second person who was also lucky in relation to the charges that were leveled against him is Richard Adri. And Richard Adri, his popular name is Mumuni.
Is what?
Yeah, Mumuni.
Mumuni.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is guy name.
I had Mumui.
No, it's Mumuni. So that is his alias.
Okay.
And so Justice Marie Lewis Simmons, after making a determination on submission of no case, warrant officer class 1, Samuel Yao Fiagbeji, and Richard Adri have been acquitted and discharged. But the remaining, Ernest Jito, Prosper Avu Meyi, and then Benjamin Aklevi, and Isaac Kwesi Afeku, the court said there is a case for them to answer. So they should mount the witness box and open their defense. But I've been speaking to the man who was lucky, Samuel Yao Fiagbeji, the warrant officer, the military officer. How do you make of this decision? At the end, the court said you should walk free. What do you make of it? What do you have to say?
In fact, it hasn't been easy, but I give glory to God. Because for these 4 years that I've been fighting this case, today, by the grace of God, the judge has acquitted and discharged me. And they have found nothing against me. Actually, these are institutions of integrity that hold some kind of integrity. And the way they know me, they stood behind me and they said I should go through the trial, whatever it is. They believe that I will still come out strongly. And truly, I came out strongly today by the grace of God.
So that is Samuel Yao Fiagbeji, warrant officer class 1. He's a military officer.
You know,
4 years.
It goes a long way to affirm the saying that I always say that.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. So you are in your safe environment working, you report to work, then there's a letter for you to HR invite you and say, okay, you have to go and see this person. You go there and they say, oh, the letter that you brought means that you are under investigation. So today you are not going home. You have to stay with us. How does it feel? I was like, ooh, what did I do? Do you know this group? I said, this group, I've never remembered. Probably, yeah, I've heard of it. What are your activities? Oh, no, I'm just somebody added me. I have no idea what they do. Really? Then you are in trouble. That's how easily you can find yourself in trouble. So the groups that you find yourself, try to find out what the activities
are. Really there.
Yes. Those that you don't need it, just exit and all of that.
That's a good caution. I mean, it's a good caution to everybody.
Yes.
I mean. Yeah. Let's talk about other cases that were in court. Yesterday, another one was in court that I found quite interesting. Yeah.
Yesterday, drama stayed in court yesterday. When a 27-year-old trader yesterday exploded. In fact, he was very, 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 very high in that sense. Emmanuel Kofi Asare. It's rather unfortunate that we don't get the longer version of the video to show you his face. Yesterday he stood in open court. So that's the squad. He's in front, being led away from the court, and he accused the police of bribery and corruption. He makes the point that, in fact, he's been charged for possession of narcotic substance, and he pleaded not guilty. And this incident happened at La, sometime in 24th of March. Police, the complainant are police officers with the La police station, and they make the point that they had information that a group of people are engaging in illegality by way of trading, possession of substances of that nature. They went to the scene. Others managed to escape, but they arrest this suspect and some other. But moments when his plea was taken, pleaded not guilty, and he was granted bail in a sum of 50,000 Ghana cedis with 2 sureties, Kofi Asare said, no, I have something to say. What do you have to say? He said, look, there's a reason why the police have brought me to court. The court said, what is the reason? Look, 3 of us were arrested. The police asked us to pay 4,000 cedis each. The family of the other 2 have been able to pay, so they have been let go. I have not been able to. I only have 1,500 with me, and the police said it is not enough. They will not accept it. And because of that, they have brought me to court. It was like the courtroom everybody was looking around. What's happening? So the court, why is the investigator, the substantive investigator was not present in court? So the court, her Anna, which says Susanna Edufo, then had to make the order to the crime officer at La police station that at the next court sitting, that is May 7th, come to court and come and explain the allegation that has been made against your men. So on May 7th, police officers Allah will have to come to court and explain to the court or respond to the allegation made by Emmanuel Kofi Asare that the police arrested them, but because they demanded 4,000 cedis each and he could not get all the money, they have decided to arraign him, and he has pleaded not guilty. So May 7th, will be in court to know what will be or what will happen and what the response of the police will be.
We also know that the Yahuza Osmanu's case, the man involved in the robbery of the former second lady,
absolutely
has been adjourned.
Yes. So yesterday I talked to you about the fact that that case is coming, but unfortunately the court did not sit. So May 6th, that case will come back. So the case involving the former second lady, Yahuza Osman, who is accused of robbing them, will come up sometime in May.
What's coming up today?
Yes, today the attention is at the Supreme Court. Yes, 2 applications for interlocutory injunction, one from Vincent Ekowasifua and the other from Ebenezer Osei-Wusu. All of them have issues in relation to how the president initiated or came up with a statement that says that 3 petitions have been removed for the removal of the Chief Justice, and the same has been referred to the Council of State. They make the point that before that is done, the president ought to have sent the petitions to the Chief Justice to respond before a letter comes out or before referral to the Council of State. So they filed that seeking interpretation in relation to Article 146 and its related clauses. And on top of that, they've added interlocutory injunctions to stop the president, let the Supreme Court deal with the substantive matter. If they are done, and the decision of the court, whatever will have to continue. But already, the petition that has been given to the Chief Justice, he has responded. So the question is, what has become of the substantive matter? Is it now moot? If it's moot, then what is the basis of the injunction? But today, a panel of 5 will be sitting on these 2 interlocutory injunctions, and we'll know more when the panel says. And the Supreme Court said at 9:30. So we'll be there to bring you updates on all of that. And one last case is in relation to a case that I have been telling you about some time now, Alhaji Selier's will. Yes,
the will forgery.
A lawyer, a chief, and 3 siblings are before the court. The last court sitting, the court issued a bench warrant for the arrest of 2 of the siblings because, according to prosecution, they were aware of the pendency of the case in court, but they have decided not to show up in court. So, on the charge sheet, they are at large. As to whether they have been arrested, today will be there. But the prosecution is indicating that they were filing a fresh charge sheet, and today it is expected that the charge sheet will be moved, the plea of the accused persons will be taken, and then the case will take on from there. So these are the cases that we are looking forward to today.
Okay, Captain, thank you very much. That's Murtala Inusah with court today.